Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how to set alarm using an Android plugin in Godot game engine. So this will be an Android specific video only. Okay, why is my Xcode complaining? I'll just quickly quit my Xcode. We don't require Xcode for this. So we will be following this documentation, but I have already created one cheat sheet based on this particular documentation, as you can see over here. So I will be copying that. First of all, I will show you the output. So of course you would require Android Studio and Java SDK, all that stuff installed. I won't be going into that, but here you can see this is my app. It has one button called share. I don't know why I have named it as share, but you can call it as set alarm. And here I will show you my alarm app just to let you know that there are no alarms set. So here you can see there are no alarms. I will go back to my app again, and here you can see this is my app. And if I click on my app, here you can see it is displaying a toast message. So one toast message is from my app, from my Android plugin. Other toast message is from the alarm app, which is by default present inside my Android device. And if I go back to my alarm app, here you can see the alarm has been set. So let's see how to do this. So first, create an Android project. It can be an empty views project or a Jetpack Compose project, doesn't really matter. Once you create this project, okay, I'll close everything for now. You would have to right click on your app, new module, select Android library, give it some name. I have given it as my library. Okay, so here you can see my library is already created, so I won't be creating it again, but you can name it whatever you feel like. But do remember this name because we will be using this in lot other places. And then you just have to click on finish. For me it is disabled because my library is already present. Okay, once that is done, it will do some Gradle syncing and you should see this folder called my library. If you are not able to see it, make sure you select this Android drop down and you should see something like this. Then you will have to, inside Gradle scripts, you will have to open this build.gradle of my library. At the time of, so here you will have to add something like this, implementation libs.godot. Now this is a new thing in newer Android versions. I am using Android Koala, so that's what in that version we see something like this, libs.versions.toml. okay, so you will have to add something like this, implementation libs.godot, and the actual version of our Godot plugin will be added inside libs.versions.toml. so you can see it has been added over here. Now at the time of me recording this video, I am using Godot 4.2.2. that's why I am using this version over here. But if you are using Godot 4.3 or higher, you should change this version to that version of Godot which you are using. You can find the latest version on Maven Central as well. I think it is on Maven Central or Maven repository, either one of those. And also you will have to add this bit of line as well. Once you do that, you will see a button called sync now at the top. So just click on that over here, somewhere over here. It will download the dependency of Godot. Then open my library, go to Kotlin plus Java, open this, and here you will have to create one Kotlin file called Godot Android plugin. I have already created it. These are all the imports for it. We are extending Godot plugin, and the name of my plugin I have just given it as my plugin. You can name it whatever you feel like, but do remember this name because we will be using this name in lot other places as well. Then suppose if you want to send some signal back from Godot plugin to back from Android plugin to Godot side, you can override this particular method, and here this is how you can add a signal, but I am not sending some data, that's why I have commented this out. Then here I have created one method called set alarm, and it is annotated by @ used by Godot. So we can call this method directly from our GD script code. Here I have set on what all days I want to set the alarm. So on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. You can change it to whatever you feel like. Then here I have called action set alarm. At what hour I want to set it, at 7:30 like 7 hour and 30 minutes. So change it to whatever you feel like. Here you can also set the message, change it to whatever you feel like. Here we are passing days, and extra skip you I have kept it as true. And if Godot is able to find our package manager is able to resolve our activity, then we can just do godot.getActivity.startActivity, pass our intent, and that will set the alarm. If you want to send some signal, you can uncomment this code as well and change the value to whatever you feel like. Now we'll have to go to manifest, android manifest.xml. Firstly, we will have to add this alarm permission. Then there is this new thing in your android version called query, so just copy paste that as well. And here we have to create our application. Now this again I have copy pasted it from docs. Only change which you have to do is this should be your plugin name. So as you can see, my plugin name is just my plugin, that's why I'm using the same thing over here. This should be your package name. In case if you forgot, here is your package name and this is your class name. So package name dot class name. Okay, then go to project drop down, go to open my library. Here you will have to create one folder called export scripts template. I have already done that. Inside that, firstly create a file called export_plugin.jd. Now I have just copy pasted it from the documentation which I have shown you earlier. You can do the same. The only thing is here you will have to change your plugin name with whatever is your plugin name. So my plugin name is just my plugin, so that's what I am using over here. Rest everything remains the same, so you can just copy paste this code. Then you have to create another file called plugin.cfg. Again, make sure you name your plugin whatever your name is, plugin name is. Rest everything change it to whatever you feel like. Okay, once this is done, let me quickly check the cheat sheet. So I have told you this, 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 I've told you this as well. Okay, then you will have to open your terminal, cd to your android project, not to your android library but to your android project, and quickly run this command /gradle_wassemble. So it will create some AAR files for you, like android archive files. So if you go to your android project, my library, build, outputs, AAR, and here you should see 2 AAR files being generated. I have already cut pasted those files to my Godot project, that's why you're not seeing it over here. Then you have to create your Godot project. As you can see, I have created it. Create a folder called add-ons. Inside that, create a folder with your plugin name. Inside that, create a folder called bin, and inside bin you have to create 2 folders, debug and release. And the AAR file which you see, the debug AAR file, copy it to the debug folder. Release AAR file, copy it to the release folder. So if I show you my Godot project quickly, add-ons, my plugins, bin, debug, here you can see this is the debug file, but you have to change the name again to whatever is your plugin name -debug.ar. Similarly for release as well, whatever is your plugin name -release.ar. Also inside your plugin folder you have to copy this export plugin.gd and plugin.cfg file which we had created inside our android plugin to this particular folder as well. Okay, then once you do that, just create project, install android build template. I have already done that. Then click on export, click add android, and here you might be seeing a fix import button at the bottom, sorry, just click on it. Here if you don't know your android architecture, just select all 4 of this, and here you have to select use Gradle build. Then go to project settings, plugins. Make sure you check this checkbox. If you are not able to see this, most probably you have messed up this export plugin.gd or plugin.cfg file, so make sure you have written this correctly. Okay, so we are done with this. We are done with this. Now to just show you the code, here I have one button and I have attached one signal script to this particular scene, and I have just attached this on pressed signal of our button. Here is our plugin name. Make sure you use your own plugin name, and here we are initializing our plugin. Okay, so android plugin, here we are initializing it, and if it is initialized on button press, then I am calling the set alarm method. So I think that should be it. Now you can run it on your application, on your real android device. I am using the Wi-Fi debugging part, so in case if you are curious, you can follow this particular thing. I go to editor settings, add your debug key as well as android SDK path. So most probably this will be your debug key. Also, there is a new thing called Java Home. If you are facing some Java related issue, you can check out this particular issue on Godot. Like I started facing this issue on Godot 4.2.2, so you have to set your Java Home as well. Most probably this would be the same if you are using Mac. And I have also checked this use Wi-Fi for remote debugging option as well. So you will have to go to your real Android device, enable developer options, make sure you are using wireless debugging as well, and then inside this run option you should able to see your device as well. As I am able to see my device, this is my Android device. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.